Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about the zodiac sign of Taurus and how it relates to us in paganism and how it relates to the Wheel of the Year. Now this video is one that I've been very excited about because I myself have Taurus rising in my birth chart. I'm Pisces sun, but I have Taurus rising, and my partner is Taurus as well. So I feel like I know quite a lot about Taurus and Taurus people and how they work, but I think it'll be really interesting to just break down Taurus as a sign and go into what this means at this particular time of year for us. So I'm very excited to do this video, especially as we're coming up to Beltane, which is the Sabbat on the 1st of May, and that is probably my favourite out of all the Sabbats. It's the first one I ever celebrated as a pagan, so I'm very much looking forward to covering that, and it's exciting to me because Taurus, I think, does have a strong link to the Sabbat as well, just like how Aries had a very strong link to the spring equinox Sabbat. So as I did in my Aries video, I want to first of all talk about the kind of deities that we may associate with Taurus. Aries, I talked about the horned god because Aries is represented by the ram with the horns, and the horned god wild energies kind of fit with Aries in my mind. And the zodiac sign of Taurus is actually ruled by the planet Venus. Now, you probably know that Venus is named after the Roman goddess of love, beauty and pleasure, which is the Romans' interpretation essentially of the Greek goddess of love, beauty and pleasure, which was Aphrodite. So Taurus as a sign does have quite an interesting paradox to it, I suppose, because it's represented by the bull, which you think of as quite big and strong and not very feminine really, just quite muscular and stuff and hard to budge, but then it's ruled by Venus, which is all about, as I said, love, beauty and pleasure. So we've got a lots of appreciation and romance as part of this sign as well. So it's a very interesting sign of the zodiac, I think. So as I said earlier as well, the season of Taurus actually hits right before we start celebrating Beltane, which of course is about the god and the goddess coming together as lovers at the height of springtime, ready to perform an act of creation that will lead us into summer, essentially. So basically, for me, that just further demonstrates how much Taurus is linked to love in all of its forms. Taurus, as it happens, is also an earth sign, and if you're familiar with tarot or want to connect it with tarot, the suit of pentacles is linked to the earth element, and the suit of pentacles basically rules practicality, material goods, wealth, all of these kind of real world things, and that's essentially also what you'll be governed by if you are an earth sign. So Taurus is one of the 3 earth signs, and of the 3 earth signs, Taurus is the fixed one. So Virgo is the mutable one and Capricorn is the cardinal one. So Taurus being the fixed earth sign means that it has energies of stability, persistence and determination, but also possibly single-mindedness and stubbornness as well, because obviously the clue is in the name, it's a fixed sign. You can think of it like the symbol of Taurus, the bull who isn't pushed around easily, knows how to stand its ground, won't do anything that isn't right for itself. So it's a lot about having strength and stability in your core, not letting others push you around, being persistent and determined to fight for what you want, basically. However, we talked about the Venus influence, the goddess of love influence, and that means that although Taurians can be stubborn potentially and unwilling to move and be flexible at times, the influence of Venus, the goddess of love, really softens that. So sometimes you'll find many Taurus people will be very stubborn where you don't expect them to, but also very warm and loving when you don't expect them to. So the Venus influence will make the Taurus bull want to be in harmony more. So if in the interest of harmony, the bull can become a little bit more flexible. So as we've established, Taurians are ruled by the earth element, which is basically the physical world, physical goods and materials. And they're also ruled by love, beauty and the desire for harmony. And what this means is that many Taurians will spend their lives in pursuit of the physical demonstrations of love. So of course the first one you think of is sex, but also things like cooking, physically showing your love for people, dressing well, showing your appreciation for your own body, wanting to work out, again showing appreciation for your own body, wanting to dress well for others' benefit as well. So it's a lot about physically becoming beautiful, physically wanting to be surrounded by beautiful things, wanting to be a beautiful person. And Taurians will typically show this desire to love and show their love through physical pursuits, in the sense that they will be very good at performing acts of service. They'll show their love through performing physical acts of service that you can see, rather than perhaps getting too wordy with it, which is more of an airy or watery pursuit. Taurus is very much ruled by the goddess of love, but in an earthy way, so they want to show you things that you can see, to show the love they have for those around them. And in my Aries video, I talked about the sign of Aries being representative of the first phase of a human's life, which is years 0 to 6. So they're learning how to explore the world, they're learning how to communicate their emotions, and yeah, just being bold, being, here I am, I'm here to explore the world, and I need to let my parents know by crying if there's something wrong, very open with expressing emotions, basically. With that in mind, Taurus being the next sign of the zodiac that we have, it is the next phase of a human's life, the next age group, which is 7 to 14. And Taurus being representative of the phase of 7 to 14 in a human's life, you can imagine that Taurus basically represents the person, the child, maturing slightly, trying to gain their own sense of individuality and autonomy over themselves, and starting to develop a little bit more than just their parents. They'll start to have more interaction with their peers than just their parents, and because of this, you see traits of wanting harmony and wanting cooperation more than perhaps the Aries energy is. So we already talked about how Venus makes Taurians more interested in harmony, but if you also link it to the phase in the human's life when they're seeking approval outside of their parents, compromises must be made. And although Taurians can be stubborn where they need to be, they also know how to compromise, how to cooperate, and basically get people to like them and just create harmony for everyone. Now, to link Taurus to the triple goddess and to the moon phases, as I do like linking all of these things together in my spiritual practice, Taurus can be linked to the maiden goddess, but it's the maiden goddess who is continuing to mature and learn her lessons on her way to becoming the mother goddess and being at that full point of maturity. But right now, the maiden goddess is essentially at her most fertile, her most vibrantly alive, most full of energy, and this links her further to the goddess of love, Aphrodite or Venus, which, as we said, is the ruler of Taurus. So it all links together very nicely. In terms of moon phases, we're talking about the waxing moon right before the full moon, which, as I said, also represents the mother goddess archetype. So we're getting towards that full moon of the mother now. We're waxing, the moon is growing bigger, the maiden is growing stronger, and that's really why I love this time of year, because there's that palpable sense of excitement, that buzzing in the air, that we are moving towards the next phase in the goddess's life, if you think about the triple goddess, and the excitement around that, the anticipation around maturing into motherhood. So to conclude, Taurus is the child maturing into a teen, putting down roots because Taurus is an earth sign, the young maiden maturing, getting ready for motherhood, becoming more fertile, leading up to her meeting with the god at Beltane, the waxing moon right before it hits the full moon stage, that build up of intensity and excitement, the physical expressions of love, sex, cooking, dancing, the physical expressions of beauty, everything like that. All of these themes are what Taurus is governed by, along with being grounded and strong like the bull. And I think it's such a beautiful zodiac sign, and I'm really happy to be able to cover this one today. Definitely one of my favourites. And next week, as I said, I will be covering Beltane or May Day, which, yeah, as I said, is my favourite Sabbath. I'm so excited to be covering this. It's really cheering me up, and I hope this time is for you guys too. I know it's uncertain times, but the point of the wheel of the year that we're in, for me personally, it's like one of the most optimistic we can be in. So I'm trying to keep hold of those energies, and I hope you guys can too, as well as remaining safe and well and as calm as can be expected. So I hope this video helped you guys to learn more about Taurus, how we can relate it to the wheel of the year, Wiccan beliefs, the moon phases, things like that. And I hope to see you again next week with my video on Beltane. thank you all for watching. Leave a comment down below if you are a Taurus or have any other thoughts about what Taurus means to you or the other people that you know. And remember to like and subscribe. Thank you all so much for your support, and I'll see you all again very soon.